Hey Nippers, it's me, Wild Neptune. This is going to be my 1 week overview of my free-to-play account in Goddess of Victory, Nikke. If you like this content and want to see more like it, be sure to subscribe. Also, a like and comment, again, greatly appreciated. Anyway, let's get started. What I want to do is I want to show you guys each area of the game and just where I am currently on this account. And it's a bit of a preface though, this account was made during the holidays, so it did get some bonus stuff, bonus rewards and everything for the season. So if you started an account like during a downtime or maybe not during a special event, your mileage and how far you are is going to vary. Of course, other things happen too, like currently when this account was made, 2 banners are they're still here actually, in Rapid Red Hood and in Snow White Heavy Arms, 2 of the best characters in the game. In fact, Rapid Red Hood is the best character in the game, and Snow White Heavy Arms, you know, like around that 4, 5, 6-ish range in terms of how she ranks right now. Both really good in story mode also, and which is going to be what you want to push the most as a new player. So if you're a little bit behind, you know, that might be the reason why, just when you started and what characters you have access to at the start. Also, the first thing we'll look at is the story. So right now, I'm on chapter 16, pretty much in the middle of it. At the moment, I am unable to clear this stage as is. I have to get a little bit stronger. So I do have a couple ways to get stronger. One way, of course, is leveling Nikke. However, I'm currently stuck at the 120 core dust thing. So at the moment, can't get stronger that way because of resources. I can, however, if I really wanted to, level up some of my gear to stronger that way too. I'm not sure leveling my gear would actually get me over the hump though, as it is a pretty big deficit right now. Of course, obviously, I can, if I wanted to, swap one of my characters out for one of the rental characters in order to try to get over that way too. I really want to try to get there without doing that though, and try to beat this chapter today. So I'll wait maybe a little bit and see if I can do that. I'm pretty confident though that if I can't do it today, I can do it tomorrow. And the reason why that is because Interception EX unlocks after you beat chapter 16. So, but yeah, just try to push as far as you can in the story. And do remember that these rentals here reset every single day. So if you just want to try to push a little bit farther every day, even if your team itself isn't that strong, you can just use these to get a little bit farther each time. Now, these do fall off pretty rapidly, so don't expect these to be that useful, like, you know, even like 3 weeks in or something like that. But as an early game player, just remember to try to utilize these as much as possible if you can remember. Don't forget too, there is also a hard mode you can do for some more rewards. So like right here, I'm currently on chapter 4 as I just beat chapter 3 recently before this video. So there is that. Don't forget too that to look around when you're doing your story, for when you have this little orange thing for the little pop-ups here, to get these here, because they'll give you a little, you know, like, you know, some music, stuff like that to listen to. Also, in the outpost thingy, you get more bonus rewards and stuff like that, like gems. Also, if you can, do these EX stages also, as you get these 300 gems each time you clear one. You do have to manual them, which can be a little bit annoying, but it's good practice also, and most of the early ones are not really that difficult. So there's some bonuses you want to do, and I highly recommend that you try, when you clear a map, get all of the like special treasure things if you can, because on my main account I didn't do that, so I've been going back and trying to find all of them, and my god, it is very tedious to do. So try to do them, you know, as you clear the map if possible. Other things you want to do as a new player that people might be neglecting overall is going to be doing your Lost Sector. Now, everybody hates these. Nobody likes doing them. However, the first ones, like here, they're not really that bad. The puzzles aren't really that involved. You know, pretty simple overall. Just a little bit, like, mind-numbing tedious at times. but again, things you really want to do. You'll get the cubes, which you use to power up your Nikke overall, including some really powerful ones like the Resilience Cube and I think the Bastion and the Bastion Cube over here. Also, of course, you get summons also, which is going to be very, very nice to have. And as your final clear rewards, you'll get crystals, which I cannot show you right here. We go. Yeah, so it is 500 crystals every time you fully clear one of these, which is pretty nice. But yeah, just keep doing these as much as you can. You don't really have to get that far to do a lot of them. Right now, I'm on EXO2, and at the moment, I can't even beat the first mob in this one. So I'll be stuck here maybe for like a couple of days or so. But yeah, just keep doing them. Eventually, they do get a little bit like too tedious, and you'll be looking up guides in order how to do them. But you know, for now, they're not that bad. Of course, do simulation room, you know, just try to get as high as possible with whatever you have. Make sure that you are combining your buffs to give you more power-ups, stuff like that. Try to match your shapes on your buff chain if possible, and just keep going as far as you can. Of course, you have your interception right here. Like I said, I'm trying to beat chapter 16 in order to lock Interception EX, which will get me some access to manufacturer T9 gear, which is going to be the gear that you really want to level up. Now, I believe that gear itself has something like an 80% transfer rate in terms of your upgrade material. However, you do lose the credits, as credits are not refunded to you at all. That's why I'm really trying not to level any gear up, because gear doesn't matter before you get your manufacturer T9. So that's just why I'm trying to just do it that way right there. But yeah, again, just try to do this as you know, as much as you can. You don't have to get here after a week. In fact, if you're here after only 1 week, that's I would say very, very impressive. So if you're doing that, you're on a pretty good track right there. We have Tribe Tower, obviously. Just try to do these right as you can. The really early one, you just toss in like whatever. Basically, you have like one new character. Like see here, I mean, this is Lisa, so I'll have every Red Hood and stuff like that. But I can replace this like Soline and this Phantom with like 2 other like burst 3s, whatever, and I'll still clear it really easily just because of the power deficit. Even here too, I can't show it to you because it's locked right now, but on the program, I only have, well, at first I only had Red Hood, and I do have Scarlet Black Shadow too, and just those 2 characters cleared just fine, and now I have Snow White Heavy Arms. But you don't even need a full team to clear these early stages, so just do them as much as you can. Like you see here in the rankings that some of the players here, you know, haven't even tried, right? Like they haven't even attempted like to do some of these, which is a mistake, I think. And if you're wondering, these are server rankings, so everybody here will be on the same server. So we all started about the same time, and yeah, they're just kind of missing out a little bit. Now, of course, you will get walled eventually, as the difficulty of the tower will scale faster than you scale in power also. But for the time being, just for head start, just try to knock these out. Same thing with the regular Tribe Tower. Just try to knock it out, go as far as you can. So right here though, I'm pretty sure I cannot beat this at the moment. I guess, you know, I don't know, like, let's see, you know, maybe I can. So we can go in really quickly just to see how much I get killed right here. So here we go, and let's go take control of you and just try to knock all these out here. Okay, okay, very good. Okay, these don't go here. Okay, we're killing them. Okay, doing pretty good right there actually. Okay, right there. Okay, see, so, holy crap. Okay, so Lita's like dead already. She like took like so much damage from something. I don't know what happened there. Okay, so there's the boss right there. Okay, here we go. Okay, well maybe we can kill him. Did you get down the boss right now? I don't know, can we? I think we got it. I think we, okay, well, Rappy died. Okay, come on, help me, no. It keeps jumping away. Okay, I think we have it then. I think we have it. Come on, hurry up, come on. Okay, come on. Okay, we did it. We killed it. It's dead. Okay, very good. Okay, so yeah, just try to clear as much as you can. And you might be surprised on how high that you can get. Remember that this power deficit isn't everything. Of course, if it's too big, you might have to power up a little bit too. Finally, we'll talk a little bit here, at least finally for this screen, about arena and PvP. Just do what you can, right? Look at like maybe like a minigun PvP, you know, just like what characters are particularly, you know, good or not overall. As see here, I have Bae as my burst 2 because she is currently my best burst 2 in PvP. Well, I guess I could also use Anise also, who's also pretty good burst 2 overall. But yeah, just do what you can. I'm lucky enough to be in a pretty weak bracket, I would say, overall. Of course, everyone in my bracket is weak because we're all new players overall, or at least new accounts, I would say. But again, do your fights, try to do try to do well if you can. In terms of your special arena, again, just do your fights, right? I'm winning a little bit here because I think I can power up maybe a little bit before I tackle these. But yeah, like, don't expect to do amazing, especially after your first week or so. But you do get rewards based on your rank, so just try to maintain the highest rank possible with as little effort as possible in your first, like, little bit of playing the game. In terms of where I am right now in my synchro, I'm currently trying to break past the 120, and to see right here, I currently do not have enough of this core dust, and you do need a pretty substantial amount of it per Nikke in order to get past this 120 right here. Yeah, so around 100-ish is when you really start to feel the core dust strain, and you know, I could just try to use these also to get more core dust. Of course, if you don't know, these boxes here, like here, with the timer, means that this is worth 2 hours of my outpost level. So let me go to the outpost right here, and go over here, and right here. So as see here, this has like a timer overall. That's what that means, right? So currently it's 44 core dust an hour, and if I open up a box that is per hour, I would get 44 dust. And of course, as this levels up, these numbers go higher, which is why people say to save those boxes until you really, really need it to like start clearing stages overall. Of course, if you really want to hit like a stage breakpoint, like for me, getting, you know, past chapter 16, open those up to get stronger is going to be something that I'm going to want to be doing. Another thing you want to look at is your Tactics Academy. This will give some boost to like your outposts and to your dispatch missions and things like that. You know, your intercept lessons and everything here. So one of the where is it right here? This one right here. So 9-2, I would say, is the one you really want to get to, if you can, as fast as possible. So, in the really early game, unfortunately, you are gatekept the most, actually, by your credits. In the really early game, because you really want to try to push this, because this here, core dust acquired by 20% from your outpost defense, which again, is what we just looked at, where we get those passive rewards for just leveling up your account and things like that. After that, though, obviously these are all bonuses you want to get eventually, but they don't matter that much overall. You know, they matter, you know, but they can wait a little bit, especially when I would say between like levels like 80 to 100, you're gatekept the most by your battle data, and after level 100, in terms of your Nikke characters, you are gatekept again by core dust, and it will be that way basically for the rest of the game. And credits eventually will just kind of flow to you. Credits seem like a really big roadblock in the beginning of the game, but later on, they're pretty much almost worthless. They don't really mean anything. So, yeah, you just eventually get an excess of credits. And, you know, I think just today, or yesterday technically, I just did like 5 of these because I just had so many credits lying around I couldn't really do anything with. So, don't really stress about this too much, especially after you pass, again, this one right here at 9-2. Okay, then we have a Nikke right here. So yes, this account did pull a shadow, as you might have seen on the previous video. And just trying to level up, you know, like I'm trying to get skills to the main Nikke is the 444, and then the ones I'm gonna use a lot to 777. So yeah, that's basically how I'm doing it right now. Of course, you also have these collection items, and if they're characters you're gonna use a lot, like say for me, SBS, you know, or Snow White, you know, put them on, right? You know, have them. Now, if possible, and even if, you know, you can do it the other way, always put a blue one on first and level up the blue ones using these blue items right here, because you want to save these for when the actual item gets to a higher level, because the percentage of being able to level them up goes down as these get to higher and higher phases, at least in multiple of 5. So if you get, let's say this gets to phase 6 without getting a great success, then these percentages will go up. However, once I get to phase 10, then they'll drop back down to a lower percentage. So let's just do right here. Maybe we'll get lucky right here and get to stage 10. If not, well, we'll be pretty sad. But here we go. And nope, we don't get there yet. So, you know, hopefully we get there pretty soon. But again, just save like these higher ones until a little bit later on, like you get to stage, you know, 10 or 15, if possible. Now, like I said, you will have access, maybe, depending on when you started and what you're doing, to things like the purple ones. So right here, if I wanted to, I could change this to a purple one here. It will automatically count as like level 1 here, and I get a small, like not small, actually a pretty significant power boost. However, leveling up one of these from base is a lot harder to do, because once I get like this one here to max 3 and then I transfer it, all the XP from this one will transfer in order to the next one, which means that it will start at level 5 or 6, whatever it starts at, instead of starting at level 1, which is going to be a huge power boost and also a huge resource saving boost. Anyway, let's end this video with some summons here. I have 100 friendship summons, also have 20 of these normal summons here that I've been holding on to for a little bit. So let's start with the friendship summons first. Friendship summons, only 2% instead of 4%. Can't get programs though. So maybe, you know, we get something nice here. You know, so let's see what we have, and let's go 1, 2, no? Okay, nothing. Okay, let's just skip right there. I'll be honest with you, besides getting the Scarlet Black Shadow, this account hasn't really been tremendously lucky. I guess I did get Snow White and Raphy Red Hood in 170 pulls. No, which I don't know, is that lucky or not? I don't know, right? Like, we'll have to see. So let's do this right here, and let's do 10 right now, and maybe we can get a yeah, it's like I haven't really gotten, like, I've been really unlucky on SSRs, I feel like, on right here. Come on, nope. Okay, it's like nothing to get. Okay, so 3, so like very sad. You like end of C, like, you know, it's, oh well, you got your letter. Yes, I did, right? But it's like, look at this. Allotted. So this one is from the selector, and this is a free unit, and I don't know. Some of these, this is the one I bought with 100 points, and some of these are actually from like the molds you get. So my actual rate of pulling characters from the summons is pretty low, actually. I actually wish that this game showed you your summon record to see, you know, how you did. I don't know if there's a way where I can see that, but there is. I'm pretty sure mine would be very sad. So anyway, that's just an overview of the account after 1 week. Again, If you like this, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Anyway, I'm Wild Neptune. It's been a good one. Till next time.